if you like something that looks like a roll of aluminium foil that's been folded up and cast on the ground. Yeah, so here I am back in Birmingham at Gas Street Basin, on my way into the BBC for my big interview. This could be my big break. And then again, I could only be joking. So I've come back to Birmingham, and this time I'm going to walk along the Birmingham mainline canal for as long as I can. I would have brought the Brompton with me, as I think the towpath's in pretty good condition most of the way, but it's just so cold today. It's Thursday the 30th of November, and when I left home it was -1 degree. I think it's about 1 degree here now, so I just would have been too cold riding on the bike, I'm afraid. So sorry to disappoint the Brompton viewers. Anyway, let's get going, and maybe I'll be able to warm up a bit. That water looks very, very, very cold. So over there is the Birmingham and Paisley Canal, which I filmed not very long ago. It's another beautiful day, but very, very cold. So today I've come up to explore the canal in that direction. So I think it's the Birmingham mainline canal, and I think it has towpaths on either side most of the way. So I'm going to cross over that bridge, and I'm going to walk up on that towpath and see how far I can get. I must admit, I'm very tempted to pop in to Ed's Easy Diner here and treat myself to a full breakfast. I might well call in here on my way back, I think. It's an interesting bee house. Fabulous wooden sculpture on it. Right, let's go and see what we can find. A couple of narrowboats tied up. I wonder if anyone's going to be moving on the canal today. This bridge dates back to 1827. This is the tour boat. Nice weather for ducks. I wonder if they feel the cold. Quite a few moored boats now. This is public mooring. Someone's got a nice fire going in there. Look at all the wood piled up on the bow deck and on the top of the boat. Canal's really nice and wide here. I don't know how long it will carry on at this width, but very nice. So here's another example of the railway line very closely following the canal. Just look at that construction there. That's the biggest Meccano set I've ever seen. There we are, Birmingham 1 mile I've just done. Wolverhampton 11 3/4 miles, the way I'm going. Over there is the Iconfield Port Loop. I think it rejoins the canal further down. It's a little bit warmer now. I've actually taken my gloves off. Not quite sure what purpose this would have served before. It's right in the middle of the canal. Whether there was once a bridge over here, I don't know. If anybody does know, let me know in the comments. This one I think is a road bridge. Yeah, Lee Bridge I can see on the plaque. Got my Nickerson's guide, and yeah, there's Lee Bridge, just where my finger is. Don't know if you'll be able to read that. It's quite a long straight, this one. At least a mile, I should think. Quite a few runners, joggers. Yeah, lots of people jogging on the canal this morning. I think they're probably a bit warmer than I am. This is the Soho Loop rejoining the canal. Looks like West Midlands Trains has a train depot here. I'm carrying on now up this way. I believe this area is known as Winson Green. Another one of these divisions in the middle of the canal. Really not sure why it would have been there. Wonder if maybe once there was some kind of a lock. If anybody knows the answer, do let me know in the comments. That'll be very helpful. It's about the right length for a lock, or twin locks. Right, so I found the answer anyway. There's a sign here, and apparently this was a gauging station. The flat area of land in the middle of the canal once a gauging station, part of the toll system that made early canals profitable. Some more graffiti. I don't know, you either like it or you loathe it. It can be quite artistic sometimes, I think. Another railway bridge. This is Avery Rail Bridge. A little bit more graffiti for you. Even the litter bins. It's a nice brick chimney there. That's the kind of thing that Fred Dibner would have had a go at demolishing, I'm sure. I used to love his programs. He's a hell of a guy. Very honest, I think. What you saw was what you got. I think he was exactly the way he came across on television. This one I think is called Rabone Lane Bridge, and actually there's the name plaque. Doesn't look very old. Maybe this one was built to replace an existing one. Quite another long straight on the canal. I think I said on other episodes that the long straights are the worst bits, really. They seem to just go on and on. But there it is, lots of heavy industry around here. You could probably hear that. Well, the canal is much quieter now. I mean, the towpath, that is very much quieter. So obviously, as I've moved out of Birmingham city centre, fewer people are going to be coming up this far. Towpath is really nice, and it's on both sides too. This would have been perfect on the Brompton. I'd have been very happy with that, but it is so cold today that it really wouldn't have been much fun. So I think I've reached Smethwick Junction now. So the options are to carry on or to take the right hand channel. I think they rejoin further up, but I think I'll go on the right hand channel, through Smethwick locks, show you some locks, and then I think there are some locks at Spoon Lane as well. Might even be a tunnel a little further ahead. So let's head around the corner and see if I'm right. Yeah, there we are. The sign says Spoon Lane Junction. Going this way. The two branches combine again shortly anyway, maybe in about a mile I think. But at least this way we'll get to see some locks. Let's carry on. I don't know why, but I've got a tremendous sense of deja vu about this place, and yet I know I've never been here before in my entire life. Strange, isn't it? Anyway, the lock ahead is the first of the 3 Smethwick locks. I think I need to cross the main road and then rejoin the towpath on the other side, I think. A couple of swans here. Nice to catch up with some of my friends again. They don't seem to be too bothered about me. Yeah, so the first lock is just the other side of the bridge, and the lock landing is over there. That's where you would tie up whilst you went to operate the lock. Yeah, so here's first of the locks. I think this is actually lock number 3 numerically. Yep. I think number 2 is just around the corner actually, so they're all pretty close together. There we are, lock number 2. Lock number 3 is dead ahead. I think altogether the 3 locks raise the water level 20 feet, so it's quite a drop. Another nice big pound between this one and the top lock. So this is lock number 1 of Smethwick locks, the top lock. There's a turning area just that side of the lock. They're known as winding holes. Some people say winding holes. I think most people say winding holes. So if you were coming down and you didn't want to go through, you could turn your boat and go back. It's quite a wide one too. Yeah, you could turn a very big boat in that. The sun has come out, which is really nice, except it's from the left and it's blinded me a little bit on that side. I must say this canal is very wide. Been very impressed by that. Quite a lot of ducks around, mallards. They seem happy enough. These steps lead down to the other branch. So you see the 2 canals are pretty much side by side. I'm going to carry on. I think there's a tunnel coming up at some point. It's on my map. Summit Tunnel. This building apparently is the Galton Valley Canal Museum. I'm not sure if it's open or not. Looks like it might have been a pumping station once upon a time with this big chimney. I think these are Canada geese, but if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. I think I can hear a narrowboat on the other stretch. Yeah, there it is. I'm not sure if I'll be able to film it or not. perhaps the other branch is more popular because it doesn't have locks in it, I think, whereas this one has some more locks a little further. 1, 2, yeah, got another 3 locks. That's Spawn Lane. I thought it was Spoon Lane, but actually I think it's Spawn Lane. I think we've got the tunnel coming up now. I'm not sure if I can walk through the tunnel or if I'll have to go above, but we'll find out very soon. And there it is. Oh, and there's I can see the towpath goes through the tunnel. This is known as Summit Tunnel, and it's 103 yards long, so that's not too bad. It's getting very muddy by here, so maybe I was right not to bring the Brompton. So here we are at Summit Tunnel. Oh, this is very nice. Little duck over there then. This looks very nice. Very dry. Can't see much signs of leakage from the roof, which you often get in these things. I should think there's quite an echo in here. Echo! Now what about this for a crazy set of steps? Left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up. I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, time to change my battery. They don't last very long in these cameras, you know. Oh dear, dear, dear. Yes, I'm very glad I didn't bring the Brompton now. I'd be a bit splattered with mud by now. I'm very surprised. I expected that all that stuff would be frozen up. Going under a road. I'm not sure if it's a motorway or just an A road. I'll see if I can find out later. It's not really very clear in my Nicholson's guide what this road is. Pretty substantial though. This is Spawn Lane Bridge. Low clearance, mind your head. Oh yeah. More construction work going on ahead here. Making a bit of a noise. Actually, I think it's maintenance work underneath this road. I should think the people who are driving their cars and lorries above here are completely oblivious to what's going on beneath them. I think that's the first of the 3 Spawn Lane locks. Not sure if I'll be able to get over there, so I'll just carry on, I think. This is Stewart Railway Bridge. Look at all those rivets. Fantastic. And across to the other side of the canal now. It's a lovely picture of all these columns in the sunlight. I wouldn't like to have to count all these columns, but it's quite reassuring to see how many there are. Because when you're driving along on the motorway, I suppose you take it for granted that it's being held up nicely. This is Anchor Bridge, dating from 1944. Oh, this is a bit low, isn't it? I wouldn't fancy riding my bike under here. So that's the way I've just come. It's the M5, and if I carried on, I'd eventually get to Wolverhampton. I'm not quite sure what name this branch of the canal has, but I do know, according to my Nicholson's guide, that there are about 6 locks coming up. Then there's a place called Langley Green, so I think possibly that might be far enough for me to go today. So we've got a few locks to look at. That'll be nice. So this is lock number 6, the bottom lock. This is, strange name, Tat Bank Bridge. Leads us to lock number 5. And there we are, lock number 5. Lock number 4. Nice big pound next to this one. Do you think anyone would be daft enough to try and shimmy across that pipe? Well, they must have thought so, because they put these sort of anti-vandal things on there. I don't think I'd fancy doing it. Here's number 3. The front gate is open on this one. Could be the CRT has left it like that. I don't know. Paddles are open a little bit anyway. I'd best leave it as it is, just in case they've deliberately left it. Lock number 2. And lock number 1 is just above us. It's quite a drop altogether. According to my Nicholson guide, the total drop is 38 feet from the top lock down to the bottom lock. Here we are at lock number 1 at the very top. That looks a bit like an old pumping station to me, where maybe they used to pump water to fill the canal. So this is the top lock of 6. I've no idea what this building was, but it's a fantastic thing. I'm not sure if they're dismantling it. Absolutely gorgeous. So, almost as if I planned it, I find myself at Langley Green rail station, where I'm just waiting now for a train to take me back into Birmingham. And I think it's due in any moment. And here it is. Let's jump on board. So here I am back at Birmingham at New Street. And what an architectural masterpiece it is. If you like something that looks like a roll of aluminium foil that's been folded up and cast on the ground. It has a certain something, I suppose. And back to Ledbury again. Pretty dark now. West Midlands Railways did a sterling job as usual. So I hope you like this little walk up a different canal. Certainly different for me. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a comment. Many thanks to people who've subscribed since my last video. That's brilliant. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please think of doing so, and that'd be great. So until the next time, it's goodbye from Ledbury. Bye.